All right, so we're just sitting out here in the sun trying to warm up from a long winter. And still got a couple layers on, but that's only because I was out in the wind. We're sitting in the corner of our building. You see behind us we got the goats and we got the turkey girls here, Lucy and Ethel. Check out our Instagram, you'll see more about them. They're kind of getting their own little images going right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. We're getting them a Tom. They think I'm Ricky, but I'm not. So we thought they were sick the other day. We came out and they were like flopping in front of us and
then not moving.
Yeah, we're like, ah!
Yeah, we're like, no, don't die, don't die.
We've had a lot of chicken deaths this winter, spring, and I guess spring, winter. Was it not
winter? It was
not spring yet, so yeah.
I think it is.
Today's 21st, isn't it? Tomorrow? I don't know when the spring
comes. Could be.
Spring hasn't sprung or spring has sprung, one of the two.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Point is, we're just out here in the barn doing talk chickens.
Talking about chickens.
Give it a cluck.
What?
We're giving a cluck for you.
That's terrible.
Now let's get talking about these little cluckers. Okay, I'm getting them out of my system here. I know I'm laying some eggs.
Puns. Stop the puns.
It's a runny pun like scrambled eggs. Anyway.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So, start talking how we started getting into this mess.
Well, it started with a chicken.
Or the egg.
Well, in our case, the chicken.
In our case, the chicken.
The chicken. What was it? 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. I wanted chickens before that.
Yeah.
But
we lived in the suburban world.
Yes. And I had always wanted chickens. And the reason was for eggs. I just wanted eggs. But at the time, I was petrified of chickens.
Yeah.
I was scared to death.
A turkey got this close, you'd have been climbing me like a ladder.
Yes.
Run, Forrest!
It's one of feathers.
It's a white feather, a ladder.
Yes.
Run, Forrest!
It's one of...
Anyway, go ahead.
Goodbye, feather. So anyway, I faced the fear and we went to go get some chicks.
You got some chicken.
Now we started off with it in our heads. We're going to get 6 chicks. 6. And we got there. And how many did we bring home? I think it was 16 chickens. I think it was 16.
That ain't even chicken, man. That's just the beginning of a serious addiction. I should have known that. I should have ran.
But we fell in love with the little buggers, and it took me a little while, but I got over the fear pretty quickly. Even as they grew, it was all right. But and we ended up with some roosters.
Roosters.
Yeah. And those were the ones I was the most afraid of. But
I love those videos when the grown adults run from even that big a rooster. Still, it's a rooster, guys.
Yeah. I was one of them. I was one of those.
It was like, okay, animals, and I don't care what kind of animal, there's an alpha needed. And a rooster will try to be the alpha if you don't keep it under check.
Yeah, so I beat him. Not really. But I would chase him.
You gotta chase him and kind of stand up to their little cocky fights.
And it worked. And now they're probably some of my favorites.
Yeah, they work great. But
yeah, I love
first rule in chickens, don't freak out because you get a rooster.
Yeah.
Roosters are not bad unless you're in a place you can't have roosters, then they're bad.
That's a different situation.
But I think we have 5 or 6 roosters, and they all pretty much get along.
Well, at one point we had 12.
Yeah, and we've had some fights.
But we had a problem with there was just too many roosters for
we didn't have enough hens.
We had. Anyway, let's get on
to rule 1 with the roosters. Don't freak out if you get a rooster, unless you can't have roosters. But if you can have roosters, don't freak out. They'll work it out. It's called a pecking order for a reason.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to literally rip each other's face off.
It can be very bloody.
And it can be bloody, but they learn who the boss is, and after that, they generally kind of work it out.
They work together. They form little segments.
Little pockets, like high school. Think high school.
little flocks within a big flock, and it's actually quite fascinating to watch.
I think high school, church, you know. Any place you got groups of humans, you got little pockets of humans.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, and you got the wanderers, you know.
Yep, and that's how it is. That's how it works.
That's what the pecking order comes from, the concept. So yeah, so we got 16 chickens,
and we started off with that, and we had 3 roosters. We ended up with 3 roosters. Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been too long. We've been through many animals.
We had Oreo. We had Marty McFly.
Yep, who just passed away.
Yeah, and then we had Percy.
Yeah.
And
if I can find that video, I'll put our coronation of Marty.
Yeah.
We had a fun one. We were just goofing around it then. We didn't serious about chickens. You know. Well, we were serious, but we weren't we didn't have a farm. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You see out here behind me, that was going to be a golf driving range. You guys don't know much about it. We're going to do about a video soon, and you're going to find out why that was a golf driving range. That was anyways, moving on. Back to the chickens. How many chickens we got now?
I have no idea.
I think we hit a peak of like 100.
Well, we hit 100, but then we got rid of about 30 of them.
Yeah, we found some homes and some people.
And then we lost
probably
chunk
good.
of them.
So we got about, I'm going to guess around 35 to 40 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
What kind you got right now?
Well, that kind of goes into what we were previously thinking about with having chickens. And for me, it was the eggs. It was all about the eggs. And then I discovered that there are all these different types of colors of eggs. There's blues and greens and tans and even pinks and dark chocolate brown ones. They're just beautiful eggs. And I'm like, oh, I gotta have that.
All the different colors of the rainbow.
All the different colored eggs. And so that's what it was all about. And I went on a search a couple years ago to get
She went
all
chicken
the
hunting.
colors, yes, and so I did that. We did that. We spent a good chunk of change.
We spent way too much chicken. Well, again, listen, like we said before, you don't know much about our story. We haven't told that yet, but neither of us come from a farming background. She had a little bit, a teeny bit.
I had a little bit.
I had zero. I mean, nada.
Yeah. Reluctant
farmer might have been a stretch for me. Now I'm not as reluctant.
No, now you're enjoying
I'm relatively reluctant. Only when I got to get up in the morning.
Yeah. I think that's everybody though.
But
so
we went on. We spent a lot of money on chickens. That we didn't.
All these different types of chickens.
All the different kinds of chickens.
And you know the thing is it was fun. It was a lot of fun until they started. Well, when they got older and all of their little separate idiosyncrasies with each breed started to come out.
Yeah.
And we ended up with what felt like an overwhelming mess.
Yeah, because it was just not, I don't know if chickens are ever orderly, but there is a rhythm to the farm, and we had so many chickens and so many different styles. I felt like we were just, some chickens were definitely more aggressive. Some chickens were much more laid back. Some chickens were more, motherly. Some chickens, and we had so many different types of chickens. We had bantams and cream leg bars, and
Americanas, olive eggers, Easter eggers,
and
Cochins,
like I said,
Polish,
it's
Silkies. We had
it's fun, but we found out that each chicken breed, we found at least, needs kind of its own little niche. It's like we haven't had luck keeping silkies with the rest of our flock. We haven't had the luck with them.
No.
We got one silky rooster left out of. I think we've had
3.
probably.
We had 3.
Oh, before that we had some too that didn't make it.
So. No. We had 3 silkies.
Oh well.
Or was it 4? 3 or 4 silkies,
but
anyway.
Only the rooster's alive.
And the only one that survived
we really
was the
don't know what
rooster.
happened to the other ones.
We had 4 Polish. We had 4 Polish chickens. All of those hens died, and just the rooster is left.
So
they were too docile
for the other chickens.
chickens, and they just couldn't. Well, if you've got way too many chickens like we do,
Yeah, well,
and
we're getting
it's
better.
just, it's too much.
Well, we're getting better. I mean, they're slowly kind of dying off. We're compressing the styles. I mean, you know,
But,
I think
even you think of the Americanas and the Easter eggers and the olive eggers, they're all skittish, and the Americanas, they're very stupid.
Remember the fluff butts?
No, the Americanas are the ones that are kind of, they've got the
Eagles?
darker head, eagle.
They look like
cheeks,
eagles. I
poofy
call them
cheeks.
eagle chickens.
But they're beautiful chickens. They lay beautiful blue eggs, but they're stupid, and they're the ones that will try to find a way to kill themselves on purpose, just because they can do it.
We found a few dead in our hay corner hay stalls. They got stuck in there.
No.
We got some caught in the netting we had up at first because our barnyard has gone through multiple generations now, and we're going through another one in 4 years. And like I said, this was never on our radar.
Yeah.
This was not.
There's an Americana right there.
I've heard that's helpful since the camera's facing us.
I know the camera can't see it.
So
but I can see her.
So, you know, we you know, you guys have probably seen our house and our barn. It's not exactly an animal barn. It was actually used for car repair and painting, and you know, and kind of we thought we were going to do something so drastically different when we moved in here, and that's like I said, that
we didn't really know what we were going to do with the barn.
Well,
but that's for a different video.
That's for the next video, but
that's for a different
moving to the chickens is that we've had to redesign our chicken yard quite a few times.
Yes.
When we first go back and see some of our first videos, I think they're out there.
We started in that little coop right there.
Yeah, the little red coop that's out there.
No, the little green one.
Little green coop is behind us.
That's what they started off
and we had it over here on a platform and fenced in and nets over the top, and man, we were cool chicken owners.
Yeah, we
chicken trays. We built a chicken trays.
Well, because we have a lot of hawks. I mean, a lot of hawks.
Big hawks. Migratories.
And so we decided to keep them in at that time because those hawks were just picking them off terrible.
Yeah, so I mean, we have that, then we changed that out. So now they're pretty much free roaming, and
Ison, she keeps a lot of
you guys have seen Ison in our other videos, and
she's actually helped a lot.
She barks a lot at the things around here because that's what she does.
So hawk deaths haven't been nearly so bad.
And look, it's hard for us because we're not hardcore farmers. You know, we don't like. We tried the meat rabbits. I can't do the processing of the rabbits, so we're not hardcore farmers.
I can't process anything.
You know, there's just some things that we're not getting used to. We're just transitioning into this world, and so, you know, when it comes to chickens, it's the same thing. You got to learn as you go.
Yep.
But don't get crazy, and you know, I guess if I gave any advice, it'd be, don't get like more than 20 chickens to start with,
and start with just
simple
a few
chickens.
Breeds.
Yeah, simple chickens. Keep it simple. And we mixed bantams, which I absolutely adore. Bantam chickens. They're the little cutie ones. I love them. They have no purpose. they just eat food, and they lay some eggs. But you know, we had one, and you guys seen her on her video, Kate Pidge. She gave us 16 babies.
Yes, she did.
We're down to 6 of those now, but they don't know. They just don't make it. They're just a weaker chicken.
Well, we did have an illness go through, which happens. You got, you know, when you have a little farm, especially I've been told in the 3rd year, if you're gonna deal with sickness that goes through, it's gonna happen in that year, and it by golly, it did. And we lost quite a few chickens through that too, but it's gone now, thank goodness.
Well, and again, you can do some things to medicate them, like VetRx is an all-natural supplement you put in their waters. You can try, we don't use, now a lot of people I see ask questions, do you heat your chicken coop? No. We don't add heat to our chicken coop. Now, our first chicken coop was just there. It was just there, open. We had a little bit of frostbite on some of the chicken combs, but not too bad. But then the next year you've seen it before in our old videos, we had them inside the end barn that I don't know what they used it for when they bought the place.
The goats,
tractor, I guess.
Maybe. The goats have
now they're the goats' home. for now. And so, you know, we put them in there, and that was insulated, so that was much better. We still didn't heat it though.
We didn't heat it.
And now they're in a subsection
And
of
their
that.
combs were just fine.
Yeah. And now they were in a subsection of that building, which you can see on our most current one.
Which is still insulated.
Insulated. So, but now we've got the big blue beast back here, the chicken camper bomber,
which can fit up to 100
which
chickens.
we figure can hold 100 chickens. So
but we insulated that too.
We insulated that, so it's not perfect by any means.
But it's kind of cute in its own ugly way.
But the chickens who, you know, we're going to transition all the chickens as soon as we get no more freezing, because you just want to make sure it all works out.
Yeah.
And so
they're all going to be put into that camper.
We've got major transitions on the farm coming, so
major.
But we just got to do it now, and that's kind of going what we're talking about, learning curve.
Learning, and through all of this, adding all these chickens and having a lot of fun, and then having a lot of just frustration because the chickens just didn't blend.
Yep.
The different
fighting,
breeds.
Not really fighting.
It wasn't fighting as much as it just.
Like I said, it's like
you
mixing.
You have to find chickens that fit you.
Oh yeah, and that's just it. If you like the high, you know, like the cream leg bar. If you like high energy chickens, those are the ones you want to get.
And high maintenance chickens.
But well, I mean, they're not. That's a good breed. Now we've got some.
Good breed.
We got a black chicken over here eating over here.
Crow.
And she's been around since almost the beginning.
She was one of our.
She's one of our originals. She's still hanging out.
Black sex link.
So there are literally hundreds of styles of chickens. We haven't had all of them by any means.
No.
We've had some we've had to get rid of as the Hercules is a
the Brahmas.
We had
We
Brahmas.
ended up with nothing but rooster
And we
Brahmas.
got them from the store.
They were supposed to be pullets.
And we got all boys except for one, I think.
Yeah, we kept one, but found homes for the others.
So they just weren't meshing with our. They were just fighting. Actually, they were fighting with each other.
They were just too big.
They were too big and too fighty, and so that didn't work for us.
No.
So I guess if I have to say, we're into more of the quieter chickens, the easier going.
Well, and we want eggs. Now the thing is in our area, our particular area anyway, we have a lot of customers for eggs, and so we need to have a
good production,
steady production.
Which I'll show you here in a minute. I got a little clip of us putting together the egg stand that we put together, putting it back together.
Put it back together.
So I'll clip that in here, and you can see that. There we go. All right. Now we get the tractor and haul her out to the front.
We started that egg stand last year, and it worked out so well.
Now where we live, we're right on the edge of a town.
Well, we're right on the edge of town.
So we're right on the edge.
About 5 minutes.
We're doing eggs now. The eggs actually has been really helping with the food costs.
Yes.
Where we are.
Yes.
I know some people really struggle selling eggs, and that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But we just put it on neighborhood app.
Yeah.
And we put it on Facebook, of course, and all those things. And people call us. We got some steady customers. They get 4 or 5 dozen a week. Yeah. And then we sell another 8 to 10 dozen.
And when I put eggs out in that egg stand, they're gone
within
2 days.
They're gone.
And that's filling the stand.
Yeah, we're talking. So we're making, we're making $40-50 a week on eggs when they're steady.
Which definitely helps with the food
Well, it
cost.
pretty much, when they're in full production, it pretty much takes care of our food costs for the chicken.
Winter's not.
Chicken,
It goes way down. But that's another thing. You have to think about exactly what you want out of your chickens. And for me at first I thought, it's the pretty colors, and then I realized that is very difficult to try to achieve and keep a harmonious flock, especially if you got one the size of ours.
Now you could, if you have the space and the setup, individual pen them.
You could do that.
But I like free ranging.
We like free ranging them. And our customers like free range eggs. They specifically look for that. And so we just had to decide, okay, what kind of chickens do we want to go with from here on out? I mean, we're not going to get rid of our chickens. They're going to stay here until they're, done. But
retirement,
but
and not to freezer camp.
no,
If they give us their eggs, they get to live their life out. That's fair. I mean, it's to us.
that's just the way
If
we do it.
If you want to hen them and put them in stew, that's great. But
Yep.
we feel like, you know, you spend 2-3 years laying eggs for us. If you're gonna live another couple of years, then that's cool.
Yep.
You know?
That's just us, though.
That's us.
But anyway, we decided that having a steady egg production was the most important thing, and having a calm barnyard, a free range area. And so we went to I call them the plain Jane chickens. They're not flashy, they're not pretty. So we decided that the best breeds for those types of things that would fit us and having the egg production is Isa Browns. Those are a fantastic chicken.
Yep.
They are a hybrid chicken, but they lay an egg consistently every day, summer through winter. We don't supplement anything with them, and they still give us eggs. The next ones are the sex lynx birds. Those are again hybrids as well, but there's amber lynx, there's the black sex lynx. There's probably 10 different of the sex lynx, and they are another incredibly good high egg production breed that doesn't get into trouble. The other one is actually a heritage breed chicken, and that's the buff Orpingtons. The buff Orpingtons are, we call them fluff butts because they're really fluffy, especially their rear end. But they are a very dependable heritage breed chicken, and they're also good mothers, and they are very resistant to a lot of the ailments that other chickens might succumb to. They don't lay as much as the Isa Browns and, you know, the sex lynx, but they're dependable and they're very docile.
Yeah.
They don't get into trouble. They're just a great chicken.
So really what we're doing is, you know, we're just giving you some insight to starting your chickens, and it doesn't take a fancy coop, it doesn't take fancy stuff, you know.
No.
And we buy the non-GMO grain at the food stores, you know. It's getting really expensive, just an FYI.
Expensive.
We started buying it 4 years ago at $9, and now it's $12 a 50-pound bag. And
Oh no.
but, you know, we're talking about a 33% hike in 3 years, so that's pretty hefty. And so now
Well, that was just in the past year.
now, on the other hand, you could start them off on like mill mash. See, our problem is we got these chickens kind of spoiled and used to this grains and the chicken crumble.
They're spoiled rotten.
Yeah, but they won't, because they won't eat. We tried the fermented food; it didn't like that. I've tried different. There's different types of food I buy, and they don't like it.
The same scratch grain.
Well,
but,
it can't be the same, but they don't like it. But
yeah.
the point is, you can do it cheaper. So, you know, you can go to the mill and buy large quantity. At least we can near us. You know, and then you can mix it with some water, and it really does cut the cost.
It does.
Unfortunately, when you get certain chickens, like we've had like a mishmash now, they're not just not eating it, and then the production goes down. So we have to keep up what we're doing right now until we can rotate the stock or get them slowly bred into it or something different. But so this is a learning curve.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're definitely not in the expert level.
No.
We're into, hey, this is what we did. This is what we learned.
Yeah.
We enjoy the chickens. Like, I'm watching a chicken put straw on her back, and I don't know why.
What in the world? That's a cream leg bar. You see, they're just weird.
I don't know if they can see it. No, they can't see the chicken.
What is she doing? Is she going to go make a nest?
I think she's covering up her bald spot.
Well, it could be.
She's making a toupee out of hay.
That's weird. What is she doing? You weird chicken, you. Huh. The brown one right there, that's an Isa Brown. Not too flashy, but they're fantastic. One over there.
Wait, no,
That tan one right there, that's a buff Orpington.
But now, wait a minute, you're talking...
You see her fluff butt right
oh,
now.
yeah, the brown one.
Yep, that's...
And the
that's a
black
fluff.
one is a...
That is a cuckoo Maran, and Marans are excellent too.
We picked those up from a friend of ours.
Yep.
And then we got out here, we got some jungle fowl, which we picked up because we couldn't resist the cheap chickens. And that's another mistake. Don't get sucked into cheap chickens just because they're there. Make sure they fit your flock. That's another key.
Yes.
The little guys in the cage there, you've seen them before. Those are...
Bantam Cochins.
Say that again?
Bantam Cochins.
And they're so cute.
They're just adorable.
But they are literally cute only.
Yes.
And there's our, there's Hercules.
That's the one Brahma rooster.
You see how big he is compared to the other chickens. He's just a beast compared to them.
Huge.
And these, of course, are our lady girls who think they're, you know, they're looking for a boy. And I see some of our guineas inside the coop. So.
But I would suggest, if you're starting off and you want chicken,
Okay.
stick with the Isa Browns and stick with the sex links and the buff Orpington. The Marans are fantastic, so if you want to have like a chocolate brown or an even darker chocolate brown egg, those are nice. But I would suggest those. They're just really dependable and great birds.
So, just show you what we're doing this year, as you guys probably seen in our other videos.
Because we lost so many birds, we wanted to get new ones to replace the ones that we lost. So what we bought was exactly what we told you. We've got Isa Browns in there, we have Buff Orpington, and we have a couple Amberlinks.
He's hiding.
They're all in the corner.
That spooked him. Alright, let's set them
But
up.
they're in their ugly duckling stage. They're getting their feathers in.
So, that's pretty much the conversation. I don't know what this is seeing. But that's our chicken conversation for you from Looney Moose Farm. If you're going to get chickens, enjoy them. But just learn as you go. And I'm going to quote, was it Brad from Big Family Homestead? If you got livestock, you're going to have dead stock. And that's the hardest part for us to get past yet. Is, you know, we've lost a lot of chickens. We've tried to save some chickens. I've tried to save sauerkraut chickens. I've saved bumblefoot chickens. That one I actually saved. We actually saved that one. But you end up with a lot of dead chickens. It's just they die, and you don't know why they die. And you just, but you know, just don't get into chickens and think, oh, I have them for like 7-8 years. It just doesn't work that way. You lose them for no reason. And I mean, there probably is a reason, but we don't know it.
And also another thing is, before you get chickens, make sure you know what you're going to do with those chickens after they stop laying.
Yeah, because like us, we're making a chicken retirement home, apparently. And then, but you know, that's our call. But a lot of people turn them into soup chickens. They sell them to dog factories. It's just a fact. Just make a plan. Understand they don't live forever, but they do live 3 to 5 years, and a couple of years may not be with age.
It depends on the breed, but most chickens will live about 7 to 12 years.
Yep.
That's the majority of
So
them.
we're going to have old chickens around for a while. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to say goodbye from Looney Moose Farms. We got other things to do. And so hope you enjoy our chicken, what we know, which isn't much, but be sure.
Chicken 101.
Maybe more like 0.09 or something like that, because we're still figuring it out.
Yeah. You see her, right?
Yeah, I see her.
Okay.
Can we move on? I think our battery ain't got much longer.
Oh, well, we gotta get to the nitty gritty.
We'll get going.
But as far as the roosters themselves, they got along just fine.
Sun's making me want to take a nap.
Yeah, it does feel nice.
But
they are very
She's
good.
called our chickens ugly.
They're not ugly.
You said they're not pretty,
But they're not ugly.
so they're boring.
They're just plain Jane.
So plain Janes are not pretty.
They're pretty in
messing
their
with her,
own
never-
way,
Anyway,
but
go-
anyways. Gosh.
I do that.
I mean, I consider myself plain Jane, but
We're both plain Janes.
anyways.
That's our chicken talk. All right, well, you gotta say goodbye.
Oh, well, you're not in it.
Well, you just
Goodbye.